As with most things these days, everyone's kind of losing the plot over this Venezuela thing. There's a lot of bickering and arguing about the definite effects and relative comparison points and all that bullshit. Like, I'm seeing people arguing that Venezuelans aren't celebrating this, and then when they find out that they are, they double down and say they shouldn't be. There's a lot of fear-mongering about how we're going to war and counter-arguing about how this is never going to end badly because American might, or something like that. Look, it's okay to conversate, it's okay to speculate, but we have to draw the line at being fortune tellers, because the source of having an argument or a staunch opinion about something in the first place is wanting to be right, and you're just never going to be right because you're not a fortune teller. I myself wasn't even entirely right about the eventual outcome because I didn't have all the information, and nobody has all the information, and we have to learn to be okay with that. No matter how much the internet tells us we know everything, we just don't. Let's revisit some of my speculations while also correcting some misconceptions. And let's start with how we analyze a situation like this in the first place. What can we compare this to? Well, everything and nothing all at once. History very rarely repeats, but it often rhymes. There are elements of Desert Storm and Desert Shield Iraq in this particular event, a nation ostensibly performing a protective action to exert control over an out-of-control leader using a limited intervention interaction. There are small elements of the American intervention in Guatemala during the Banana Wars as well, destabilizing a regime in an attempt to install a leadership who would readily allow American domination of Guatemalan banana trade. But even these small carryovers offer little in the way of actually predicting the outcome of the current situation because the situation is already way different than most people would have predicted. And it's going to continue to change because people are different, the regions are different, cities are different, individuals are different. It's just different culture, different motivations, different suffering, different pride, whatever. It's all different every single time, so it's going to come out different every single time. Many people, including Machado recently, say that the properly elected president from the 2024 election should take over. Some small voices think Machado should take power. The Trump administration spoke and said that they believe the power should go to Maduro's deputy and they're going to keep the chain going that way, which should beg the question, will the regime really change? How much of Maduro's regime was the fault of a single person if there was an apparatus willing to violently oversee its execution? Will there be any change if the former Maduro administration is just a puppet state for the Trump administration? And it's worth considering the apparatus of the Maduro supporters who benefited from keeping him in power. But by and large, the Venezuelan people cheer the toppling of Maduro, while warily viewing the promised presence of the Trump administration in the future. And they should be glad. Maduro being gone is a huge blight off of their shoulders. But that doesn't mean that they should be or are universally happy with the way it was carried out. The Iraqi people happily cheered the toppling of Saddam, and then they gnashed their teeth and wept as American liberation turned their streets into rivers and rivers of blood. It's impossible to know where this will go without having some patience and sitting back and waiting to see how things develop. And that takes patience and diligence, not fear-mongering, not propagandistic praise. Simply observe and see. Just learn to be without information for the first time in your life. This discourse is currently brewing a single question. Is it okay to do a bad thing if it leads to good results? And honestly, I don't know what the answer is. But we need to recognize that doing so opens a Pandora's box that can never be closed. So look to the skies and protect your neck, because the real regional hegemony is the friends you made along the way.